Okay, so we are creating or just brainstorming new project that I think is pretty nice, and I'm just trying to come up with the features and the general high-level design. And by high level, I mean super high level. Okay, so we have users can create plots. Okay, hidden. Okay, they can have friends. Users can have friends, and uh, followers. I would say followers, and users can post articles. Okay, they can also post um, tournaments amongst followers, following, and public, so they can host their own tournaments if they want to. Devs are the same. Devs user, they can do everything that a user can do. You control over the app, they can create new problems. Hidden posts are global and they can make global posts which will notify everyone. Okay, which is going to notify every single one. Okay, yeah, so Paradox, this is the project idea that I have right now. So I'm going to call it MeetCode. Okay, and wait a minute. The idea is that this is going to be a platform similar to LeetCode, but you have the ability to work with a team in real time. In LeetCode, you have one problem, right, that you have to solve. But in here, there's going to be problems, two or three problems. It really depends on the problem. And then you can have teammates that you can work with to solve those problems in real time. And then you can also compete against other individual or teams, uh, just like that. And then we have the concept of tournaments, which is going to be hosted by either us, the the developers, or it can be hosted by users to make local tournaments and things like that. And then some of the other features are like feedback system for the what do you call that? What is that? A feedback system for problems. Then we can have discussion threads. We can have solution threads. All those things. Inspired? Not really, man. Not really. Just need something that's good. Just need a good project. And this one is quite good, I would say. Okay. Okay, dev is done, user is done, and then customization and blah blah blah. And the rest is pretty simple, friend system and everything. We have leaderboards, we have a contribution for problems and test cases. Yeah, that's it. And then we have two kinds of role. One is the user, which is just normal users. Then we have dev accounts. Dev account is going to be for developers. And in the future, I might add new roles such as people who can create problems, stuff like that. Yeah, verified users in a way. And then we can also post stuff, so that is nice. With tags and yeah, user can post with tags. MG और की है problem चोरी करेंगे क्या? Yeah, I think so. I will just change the what do you call the parameter names or something like that. This is just the general idea, and yeah, this should be quite easy. I just need to know the things that I have to use. I'm not gonna be coding. Right now, I'm just going to be exploring the stuff that I need to do this. There is like one code editor, something like that. MATLAB, Zap, did something. What did platform code editor support syntax highlighting? Blah blah blah. Okay. Also, how is my delay? Is it bad or is it decent? Hiding specific code blocks, themes, and many more. Okay. I also need to set up my backend, but I'm not sure what do I use for my backend yet. I can use Java Spring. I can use there's a lot actually. I can use Node.js. Then I can also use Spring. Okay. Okay, we are gonna have databases, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Node.js is good, yeah. I like Node.js as well. It's quite easy to get started with Node.js. Okay, let me see what else is problems are going to be its own stuff. I'll just get rid of these roles. Okay, problem creators. Ah, okay, you get the idea, right? There's tournaments. There's some other niche features like feedback system, blah 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 blah. This one shouldn't be that hard. The hard part is this one, this collaborative real-time project. This is the hard part. The rest are easy, like communication through voice messages. This is hard. And then what else is hard? Yeah, that's it. That like the real-time aspect of the whole system. That's the hard one. And the rest is easy. We can design the database. Right now, I think it's best to design it right now. Yeah. I think I already have a bookmark of my favorite way of. Oh, just delete, delete, delete. You don't need to know what that is. So we need protein tool, model diagrams. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a web application, so we can have that peer-to-peer setting. It's gonna work. Also, what the fuck is this? I don't like this. New table? Okay. So let's create a new table for you users first, because users are quite simple, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's call this user. And we can have the ID. The ID is the user ID, right? How are we going to do this? Well, we can have a UID, a unique ID for now, or we can make it email based. So every email is going to be considered a unique user. I think that's the way to go. Yeah. This can be a text. Is there a string or something like that? Yeah, there's a text. And this is gonna be email. So everybody that uses our application, they need to have an email. Allow nulls, it has to be unique, no auto incrementing for unique key reference table, blah blah blah. We don't need that. Role defines every user. So a user is also going to have a name, username. It's also going to be of type text. And then what else are we going to have? Role. You're going to have role. Role can be an integer, it doesn't matter, or an enum. Okay, so it cannot be null. Username cannot be null. It has to be. It can be similar. You know what? Let's also make it that the username has to be unique, so that you don't meet two kuchuk bottoms at the same time. Also email, right? Email is good, but I do not think No, it's fine. Let it be email. Role can be okay, role is role. There's gonna be only one role. Okay, every single user is going to have unique email, unique username, and then a role can be same for a lot of people. And then yeah, for now let's just keep it at this. Okay, so we have the users, and then users can have different roles, right? Yes, there can never be two Kujibams. The second table we need is a problems, because this is where we're gonna solve our problems, right? Problem. Okay. Problem. I was thinking, to make everything article based, and what I mean by article based is you see this, right? We can have like different elements and in this file, and then it's going to show up in a nice way over here. I was thinking to do something like this. We can have a section for, what do you call that, for writing a code. For example, right here we can have a section for code writing, and then they are going to write their code in here, and then you can have another programmer who is going to write his code here for the writing too. So this can be problem number one, and then this can be problem two. This way, the, what do you call that? And the problem maker, they can have a very creative way of designing their problems. It can be very proactive and reactive. So I think we can have this. This one looks good. Okay, so yeah, I think this is how we're gonna do it. We are gonna have articles. Okay. So if you wanna have articles, what do we do? Articles, right? So problem is going to have its ID. It's gonna be unique. It's not gonna auto increment. And every problem is going to have a created by, and this is going to be a text, and this is going to be referring to the user. Let's do it. User ID of the first user, so ID of the user who created this problem. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have the user that has created the problem. This is going to be that field. And every ID, and then we have this. Then we have article ID. Article ID. So article ID is going to be linking the article with the problem. So this is also going to be the article for this problem. We'll talk about our articles later on. This cannot be null, this cannot be null, this can be null, and then yeah, we're gonna have this created by, and then yeah. Oh, what the fuck? I think my browser crashed or something. And I'm just gonna proactively make questions. We can make it community driven. We can give roles to people like a problem creator, and they are gonna be responsible for creating problems. We can also take contribution from users, and they can put in, they can write their own problem articles, and then have test cases, blah blah blah. And what's gonna happen is we are just going to validate and verify if that problem is a good problem, and then add it to the code base. Probably Rajit K. I don't know who else just watches and doesn't talk. Okay, wait. I think I gotta restart this. So we have problems, and then we have articles. This is why I like designing databases, because when you design databases, you kind of get the idea of how you need to design stuff. Dude, what the fuck, man? Dude, did I just lose my progress? I guess I did. Entitled Advanced Parking System. What the hell is this? I don't need this. I don't need this either. I don't need any of these. Because I don't even remember what I used this for. Okay, what the fuck is this? Bookmark templates. Oh, this one is my what is that thing called? My naughty note. Let's save it as let's just call this MeetCode PB. Okay, this is where we're gonna be designing. First, let's create a table called users, and it's gonna have email ID, and then we are also gonna have name. This is also gonna be unique, and this is gonna be username. I'm not even gonna bother changing the type right here, and then we can have what was the thing called? A role. Yeah, role. Not gonna be unique. Okay, so we have our users table. Now we need our problems table. Problems table, and this is gonna be the problem ID, and we are also gonna have, let's say, created by. This is gonna be the user ID of the user who created, and then we can have an article ID, and then this is gonna be okay. Yeah, we don't need to give a description of that. Close this. Okay. And what else do we need? We need the article table itself now. So this is going to be article. This is going to be the ID. The ID is going to be the ID itself. And then article is going to be created by. And then article is also going to have nothing else, actually. I don't think there's anything else that we need to have for articles. We just need to know who created this article. And then we can also have a type, what kind of article this is. Yeah, we can have a type. We can have a type. You know, what kind of article is this? Kind of article is this? Is this a user post? Is this a problem post? Or what else are we there? Is it there? We can also have discussions. Is this a discussion? I don't know. I don't even think I should allow discussions, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna allow discussions and problems. Or maybe I should. It's gonna show my skills a little bit more. Okay, what kind of article is this? We can decide this on future. For now, we'll just let it be. So we have article, and then we can link this, right? Article ID. Let's make it a foreign key. It's going to be article ID 121. Okay, let's do this. We can have this created by. It's also going to be a foreign key, and this is going to be users and then ID. And then we can create it by. This created by is also a foreign key, and it's going to be user ID. Yeah, perfect. So this is how we're linking, right? Okay. So we have articles, we have problems, we have users. What else do we have? We can have discussions, right? Discussions for problems. A problem can have discussions. So discussions can be solutions. We can also have solutions. We can have discussions. Okay. So how do we go about it? We are gonna have feedback system, right? For problems. And we're gonna store this in a feedback. Okay, so we're gonna have create a new table called feedback. Problem feedback. Then feedback. Facts. That's gonna be the problem ID. It's going to be a foreign key problem. Okay, wait a minute. Problems ID. How should we do this? Feedback, right? Every feedback can have its unique ID. And then every feedback can have a unique ID. So feedback is going to be for problems. We have a bunch of problems and people can put like leave feedbacks on that problem. Or maybe for now we just don't do it. Feedback discussion thread for problems. Discussion is kind of important, so is solution. Okay. So we have created a user. I think we can kind of get started with the backend a little bit. Yeah, you know what, let's just, yeah, feedback is going to be for allowing users to give feedback on the problems that we create, if it's good and answers. And discussion is like, you know, they can discuss they can have a discussion of the problem, and same goes for answer. It's just like a forum for that problem. But I'm thinking, is there a better way to do things? We could have problems, right? I also want uh maybe not, you know, maybe not. Maybe we don't have any of these things. You know what I want to do? For example, you see this, right? This is, let's say this is our article, our problem article. And then what I want is I want to give users the ability to comment wherever they want. For example, they are reading through the problem and they realized they want to talk about this, right? So they can comment directly right below this. So that's going to be neat. They can people can see where the comments are and they can just engage in that comment directly. So I think instead of having discussions, I'll just make it I don't know, like, what should I do? What should I do? Comments and this thing gets too problematic. So I was thinking of a better way to do it. So everything is going to be an article, and if everything is an article, we also have the ability to comment anywhere we want. And but how are we going to? Okay, you know what? We can have threads, then threads. Yeah, I think we can have a solution page. Solution page, right? Every problem will have a, yeah. The discussion can be just comments, right? Comment. Let's just make it comment in the problem itself. Problem itself. So, you know, they can have comments and we can show and hide the comments. So it's not even going to be too populated. So in any part. The second thing is going to be a solution thread. So here people are going to be problems where users can post solutions. solutions, and others can rate. Others can rate and comment on this article. Okay, that is nice. So the main thing that we have to focus on is article. Yeah, the article is very important. I realized article. Every post, problem, comment, etc. is going to be an article. Okay, you get the point, right? Everything is going to be treated as an article. And what I mean by article is it is going to be a very customizable way of creating text. Think of it as Microsoft Words. You can have pictures, you can have text, you can have bold text, titles, and all those things, right? Just think of it that way. This is what we're going to be having. So everything is going to be an article. That is good. So posts, comments, then all of these things are going to be an article. And I think that's basically it. So feedback, waiting. Feedback. So feedback, how should I go about feedback? Feedback, a problem can also have a bunch of feedbacks, right? Should I store this per problem? I think I can do that. I can store it per problem. Like I'll just store a list of feedbacks in here. Okay, you know what? Let's ask our good friend ChatGPT. So I can post. Problem articles in my web app. Now I want to collect feedback on it. How do I design the DB? As of now, I am storing the problems in its own DB. Should the feedback be an attribute in problem row, or should I create a feedback table? Acha, it's okay, got it. So we need a different table for feedback. Problem feedback. Let's call it problem feedback. Okay, it's gonna be the problem. So this is gonna be the ID of the feedback. This is gonna be the created by, and then what else? Then we can have the feedback itself. This is going to be the article. You know, everything is an article, just like I said. Even the feedback it's going to be an article, and then they can have a rating. Yeah, so this is like how much the user rated the problem, and then the yeah, you know what, let's keep rating and articles separate. This is going to be the feedback. Okay, or maybe you know what, fuck feedback, we'll just call it rating. Problem rating is going to be the ID. This is going to be the problem ID. Problem ID means the ID of the problem to which this current feedback belongs to, and then user ID, this is the user who is making the feedback, and then the rating is going to be the rating itself, and then the what do you call that, the comment, I would say, or the feedback, actual feedback is feedback article ID is going to be a reference to an ID. So the problem is going to be a foreign key, and it's going to be linking with the ID of the problems table. Then user is also going to be a foreign key, which is going to link to every user. Rating is going to be itself, and then the article ID is going to be an article. It's going to link to every single article. So yes, okay, problems table. This is so dirty. Fucking hell. Okay, way too many arrows. It was supposed to be question specific. Yeah, feedbacks are supposed to be, you know, question specific. Like they can rate how good or how bad a question is. Okay, and then instead of having a what do you call that? This rating show up here. Okay, you know what? I'll tell you a problem. Okay, so let's say we opened problem number one, and we want to check the rating of problem number one, right? So whenever I open problem number one, and then I try to check the rating on the back end, what's going to happen is it's going to get the ID of the problem, and then it's going to go to the problem rating table, right? And then it's going to loop through every single uh, problem rating whose problem ID matches. Okay, and then it's going to return me all of the rating. But the problem with this approach is that there's way too much reading happening. For example, if there's 5,000 users who rated a program, that means that it has to go over here. It has to go through every single element in the table, and then it's going to return the ones whose problem ID match. So this is very inefficient. So what people normally do is they have a record, or sorry, not record, an attribute in the problem table itself. This is going to be, let's say, a ratings. Okay, so this is going to be like the overall rating, and this is just going to update once in every few specific amount of time. It's going to update every specific amount of time. For example, if you have you know about posts, right, in Facebook, and then you have likes, you have likes, and then yeah, you have likes, right? So what happens is whenever you click on a post and you see that it has 5 million likes, it's not going through the likes table and checking every single record in the likes table, because for a app as big as Facebook, they have billions of records, right? Billions of records, so they cannot go through every single one of them. So what they have is, in the post table, they have a like counter, where every time a person likes, the like counter is going to increment by one. So instead of going through the like table every single time we have to check the number of likes, it's just going to return the value in the likes counter. So that's an interesting way of doing things. Okay, so we have likes, we have ratings. Maybe I can implement rating in the future. It's not even that important as of now. Let's keep things simple. Let's not do this, okay? I mean, we made the database, so we'll just keep it as it is. Man, I really want to include feedbacks, but at the same time, feedbacks are a bit pain in the ass to work with. Okay. Okay, yeah, it doesn't go through all the records. It's just going to keep track of the count, like how many feedbacks, how many ratings there are, and stuff like that. So we can have ratings in here, then we can also have the rating feedback article. So the article is the main, I would say, the main thing in here, because everything is going to be an article. So designing the article is going to be the hard part, and the real-time communication. And these two things are the only problem that I think is going to be hard for me to tackle. The rest is pretty easy. This one's quite easy. Okay, so let's start by just creating a backend for now. A very simple backend. I think I'm gonna use, what should I use? Oh, Wookie's life, my favorite YouTuber's life. Should I use? Oh, Wookie's life, my favorite YouTuber's life. Should I use? Oh, man, the delay is so low. It's crazy. Okay, so let's make our backend. Do I even have npm? Okay, I do have npm. So good. articles are customizable. What do you call? What should we do? Customizable way of arranging contents such as text, code editor, images, etc. So we can have a super complex article. This is good. This one is going to be very fun to make. Yeah, the article stuff. Okay, so we do have npm. That is good. Okay, good shit. So I think what we're gonna do right now is close this and open up our project from the terminal and create our own project. MeetCode is our Git, right? Let's create our backend folder now. Let's call this backend, and let's call this our Node.js. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this. I was thinking to have different modules, different modules that are going to act independently. Okay. You know what? I need to Google some stuff. I need to see. Go to Germany. Go to Germany. Sudah. Kan kata dia menurut gì? So in microservices we have multiple service chains. Sudah. If one of them fails, the whole process fails. What is a better design? I need a better design for this. So that's what I'm discussing. Circuit breaker pattern prevents a service from executing an operation that's likely to fail. And the circuit causing it to fail immediately. Implementation. I read about this once. Okay, I read about this concept once. I think I have it in my playlist, in my backend playlist.
So often when you're building a web application, you're going to have to do some type of long running process. And I kind of made some videos about this in the past, so I want to hit.
Data fetching is really not rocket science. Rendering for do both. You get both same, but it works super well in the app that I'm building. And I think you might like anything that connecting is because the server.
I cannot
dashboard
find the video that I'm looking for.
Client-side connection can be handled inside of this hook. Data from the server for
not this one.
So often when you're building a web application, the icons, the summary, information architecture, and you basically, this is basically, go ahead and mark Q and then later it'll refund you credits or stuff.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll just do it the way I would normally do it, and then if we need to change it in the future, we'll do that. Okay. So we are in our npm. Let's create our user service, right? We want to have auth. We want to be able to let users log in with what do you call that? Google account. Login. Auth. I think it's called Node.js. Need to Google this. The password in the Google Map API, the auth login. The password JS Google auth. There's a couple of what do you call that? Services, or a couple of ways that to make this super easy. Authentication and authorization. You know what? I'm not gonna work on authentication for now. We'll work on the fun thing. That's gonna be the article. So for the front end, that's gonna be considered the front end. Front end. What should I work on? The article system or the authentication system? What do you think should I work on first? Article system is a bit more nice to look at, and then authentication is going to be for user creation, user roles and stuff like that. What do you think should we work on first? Article. Okay, I guess we're gonna use. I wanna use Svelte, but I have zero fucking idea of how to use SVELT. Plus, I haven't worked with CSS and JavaScript for so long that it's gonna be extremely bad. But you know what? We'll just do it because JavaScript has a lot of library. So we're gonna use this. So, React. React is good, not bad. But I forgot how to set up a React project. Plus, the problem I have with React is it server-side rendering. You actually kind of need a mix of both. I forgot how to create React. Yeah. Okay. Article, right? We have an article. Create article page. So we're gonna start off by creating the article page itself. Okay. That required, create an app, npm create. We'll just copy this and then go in front end and create our front end itself. No. React app. Let's call this Meet Code code UI GUI. Okay. Sound. So give me 1 minute. I'm gonna do my push-ups. What happened? Achha, we can't have capital letters. Fuck off. Ah. Ooh. Yeah. Ah. Okay, I gotta turn on my AC. It's getting hot. React. How about you react to my cock? If I make the front end in JavaScript, my backend, I think I'm gonna use C#, Java, and Node.js, just so that I can flex. Plus, I need containers. Okay, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. The thing is, I don't even know uh, which component to git ignore. Git ignore. Npm node modules, and then build stuff. Fucker takes too long, man. Ah. LeetCode, fuck off. Ours is MeetCode. Okay. Let's see the delay. How is it? Okay. Let's see the delay. How Spring Boot industry standard. Hell yeah, baby. Oh yeah. React.js. I forgot how to use hooks. I think there's a better way of this one doing things in React now instead of using hooks. In Flutter we use what is that thing called set state. What the fuck, dude? Oh yeah, this guy was the one who gave me the inspiration to make my own lead code.
That, ICPC folks, regionalists, finalists that set these problems in a platform like Codeforces or otherwise. How do you make it easy for them to set problems? This structure as an input, I repeat, given the of the problem to write this boilerplate. So that is ease of problem setting and work. Again, go through this video, it discusses it in detail, but briefly they can look at the contents of your judge system. They can read through secrets, they can read through your code base by doing something. Anytime you're running something expensive on limited compute, I repeat, this is limited compute. There are limited GPUs in the system, in the world, and you can't handle a million requests per second for an image generation task. Similarly, you can't handle a million requests a second for a remote code execution task. What is remote code execution? Taking code from someone else's C++ code and lets them know. If you know,
My gosh, what the hell, dude?
If the user is currently
This is taking forever.
and you want to show a leaderboard section over here, the user can see their own points. But if you want to show a leaderboard section
Nah,
here,
man.
it's a hard problem to solve.
I can't do it right now.
Codeforces
Way
doesn't
too much.
use an asynchronous architecture, use sandbox code really well, so that even with that, let's move over to some extra discussions. I will do this towards the end.
I don't think he codes it, man.
When the user submits the
He's just like, designing the whole thing.
exactly
Yeah, he's just designing it mostly.
hidden, let me make this one problem. Every submission has many test cases, and every problem,
Submissions. Oh yeah, we also had submissions that I forgot.
if you remember, submissions. If we need to
Yeah,
make sure
our
that
database is going to go through a
database
lot.
servers
So I think we're gonna use, what is that thing called? The thing's called NoSQL based database. The complete idea, yeah. There's something like Mongo. Mongo is good, and then we also have Firebase. Firebase is also good. My gosh, what the hell? React is taking forever. I think this is a sign to use Svelte. Yeah, see the difference right now.
Any reasonable developer in today's world would learn React because it's the status quo and that's where the jobs are. But life is a lot more fun when you become unreasonable and go against the status quo to push web development forward for future generations. In today's video, we'll compare React and Svelte side by side.
I'm gonna change my input a little bit so that I can hear it from my speaker.
By looking at common patterns and design choices by the
So that
Svelte
I
creators.
cannot
I'm not here
hear
to
it
tell
from my
you one is
speaker.
better than the
My
other,
brain's
because
rotting
that's what
right
the
now.
comment section below this video is for. The only way to truly find out which one is best is to build something with both of them and decide for yourself. I just released a brand new full Svelte kit course yesterday and also have a full Next.js 13 course for
Hashtag
leadership
terbawah
programs.
itu hashtag.
Each one of these courses will give you a really good idea of which framework is best for you. First up, we need to talk about rendering. Both of these frameworks do the same thing. They help developers developers build reactive UIs with JavaScript by organizing code into reusable components. An end user would never be able to tell the difference between the two, but when it comes to the developer experience, there's a world of difference. React.js uses a runtime called the virtual DOM. It keeps track of data changes in the application in order to render them in the actual DOM in the browser. The drawback is that this runtime requires some initial JavaScript, and in frameworks like Next.js, your baseline is around 70 kilobytes just to render a hello world. Svelte, on the other hand, takes an entirely different approach using a compiler to eliminate the need for a runtime. It takes your Svelte code and converts it into vanilla JavaScript, which results in a far smaller hello world. Using a compiler, though, is kind of like cheating. React.js is just JavaScript, whereas Svelte can take non-JavaScript code to allow developers to do things more efficiently than they could otherwise. But some JavaScript fundamentalists might consider this black magic. What's ironic, though, is that vanilla JavaScript libraries tend to be much easier to work with in Svelte when compared to React. However, React does have a massive ecosystem of dedicated libraries to help you get things done. Now let's look at an actual code example of component state. Here we have a basic counter app in React. We use functions to create components and then add reactive state to them with the useState hook that returns a reactive
This
value
is so
and a
complicated.
function to update the state.
Just look at how easy
Let's see how
it
compares
did.
to Svelte
Yeah,
here on the right side.
it is in Svelte.
You have only one component per file and define the logic within the script tags. To create reactive state, all you do is create a variable with the let keyword. From there, we can define a function on the click event that mutates the value directly. The Svelte code is able to be more concise because it doesn't require any imports or function calls
simpler.
to initialize the state. It looks and feels like vanilla JavaScript, but that's just an illusion. So now let's look at how props work between the two frameworks. To pass props in React, we do so by defining them as function arguments, which are typically destructured like so. In Svelte, things look a lot different. Putting the export keyword in front of a variable allows it to be passed in from the outside. On the other side, using props looks basically identical on both frameworks, although Svelte does use some syntactic sugar, allowing you to more easily match variable names to props. When it comes to props, though, one thing you can do in React that you can't do in Svelte is pass components as props. And that brings us to our next comparison, children. In React, because we can pass components as props, we can render them directly in the JSX. In addition, if we want to insert UI inside of a component, we can use the built-in props.children value. Now, in Svelte, we have an entirely different system called slots. The default slot is the equivalent to props.children. However, you can also create name slots that allow you to insert UI at specific points in this component.
Dude, this
lookup.
what the fuck is this?
But I do kind of
Why is it taking forever?
use components as props in Svelte. Now let's look at how we might run code when a component is initialized. In React, we have the useEffect hook, which takes a callback function followed by an empty array to signify that it doesn't have any dependent data, so it only runs once. In Svelte, we have a similar pattern with the onMount function. It's more readable, but more importantly, it can handle an async function, which is not possible in React.
Async function is so important.
This extra hoop of defining your own async function that's separate from the main callback. But now we're going to see a much bigger divergence between these two frameworks with side effects and computed state. In React, we can create a side effect with the useEffect hook again that updates the document title anytime the count changes. We just need to tell it to watch the count by putting it in the dependencies array. In Svelte, we have an entirely different mechanism called reactive declarations that start with a $sign and a colon. This looks kind of weird at first.
Oh my gosh, I'm eating a banana. Eat, man. Eating a banana is good. You know what? I think we're not gonna be working with this. Fuck off. You're too big. Too fucking big. I hate you. What we are going to do is we are going to create a Flutter new project. Flutter is easy. MeetCode front end, and let's select this folder. Let's just call it MeetCode. Okay, MeetCode UI. Okay, this is what we're going to be using. Don't need this. Let's run this on our web. See, this is so fucking fast compared to React. JavaScript is nice if you don't like C++, C#, Java coding languages like that. But this is like, you know, this is basically like C++ and C#. You have classes, you have objects and all those things. So this is like a lot more, what do you call that? Understandable for programmers, like who are used to working with object-oriented programming. Thanks. Okay, if we get rid of all of these comments, it's quite small actually, you know, this is just comments to explain how things are working, but yeah, in reality this is quite simple. It's not that big. Array. You can see this one. It's like a demo app. So get rid of these. Okay, everything's working. Oh, Dart is C-based me. Used to oopsies. What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck does that even mean? What does it mean to be used to oopsies? I don't get it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let's create a new folder called pages, and inside this pages let's create a create article page. Okay, there's gonna be responsible for creating an article. Let's call this page create article. Okay. Oh wait, this is not supposed to be a folder. Yeah, create article dot. Let's call this page create article dot dart. So it's gonna be a stateful widget. Let's call this page create article. Now, what I want to do is, so we have the ability to create articles, but how do we make it very rich, you know, so that we can have different components, different this kind of thing, that kind of things, blah blah blah. Okay, okay. Budro login chat, Bodir login chat cross. Bodhi থাকলে না ভাই. Acha, what does Bodhi mean? It means girlfriend, right? I mean my girlfriend. Okay, so if we get rid of every single of this code, we don't actually need these things. We don't need this. We don't. We only need our page. What is that called? Create article. The page we just created, right? Value. What the fuck is this? Okay, yeah. Oh no, this is the wrong code. So we just need to return a page create article. And this is just going to open up my page right now. Let's put something in here. Return scaffold. And then we're gonna have a body. It's text. Hello, cuckoo. Okay. And then we're gonna stop this. And then we're going to run this one. I mean, yeah, nah. থাকলে ভাই দিয়া দাও একটা ওখানে কথা কম দিয়া দাও একটা MeetCode UI MeetCode UI You see this? It's so easy. All I did was change this text and it showed up right here. So it's, as you can see, it's quite intuitive. We have we created this object, sorry, this class page create article, and here we have. Okay, so now what we're gonna have is we're gonna have the way I'm thinking to do this is we have this, what do you call that? Let's say we have an element. We have this, right? We have this empty page. Then we can insert insert title. We can insert title here. We can insert code here. We can insert picture here. You know, it's gonna be linear based. You cannot have insert title here and then insert something else over here. It's going to be totally linear to keep it to keep things easier for me to code here. So you can choose what kind of stuff you wanna insert. Basically like a code editor, but a lot more simpler. So we are going to have some options, right? We want to have some options, such as, let's say we're going to start off with what do you call it? Start off with a title. A title is a nice one. So we have to show a list of options, right? So it's gonna be quite hard. We need a column. Okay, a column, and in column, okay, let's do it this way. So every column, it needs a children, right? So the children is going to be empty for now. Now we can add different objects in this. So by default, let's create a function first. This is our class, right? So let's return a list of widgets. So widget is what you call components. In React, we have components, right? In Flutter, we have widgets. So we're gonna call this populate column. Okay. Okay, I think we have to make this small letter as well. I hate things like this. Return. For now, I'm just gonna return an empty list, and if I call populate column, this should work. Why doesn't it work? Methods can't be invoked in expressions. What do you mean? Does this not work? This should work. What if we do this? It doesn't work. It used to work, you know. I think they changed something that it doesn't work anymore. Methods can't be ignored. In Acha, this is a constant. Yeah, we made it constant, so it doesn't work. So this is our populate. Right now, if you run this, it's gonna be empty because we don't have anything in our column. But we can start populating it. Flutter is like just like your React, just like Svelte. The only difference is you're working with objects. Like JavaScript doesn't really have a concept of object, right? But in Dart, you are working with objects. You have classes and everything. So you just create objects, and these objects are going to be what's being displayed. Okay, so I think I created my. Okay, I did not, or what? What the fuck? Did I just close it? So for now, let's just return a text. Let's say an element of a column. Let's give it a const value. Okay. So this is going to show up in this one. What do you call that? The column. But what I want to do is I want to not needed. What the fuck, dude? I think something's wrong, dude. Something's wrong. It's not working. But ultimately, this Flutter code, it's getting converted to JavaScript. So yeah, ultimately you do have to work with JavaScript. This is just a nice thing to have. It abstracts the JavaScript. That an element of column, so it does work. Okay, so that is good. We don't need this. Okay, so by default, let's create a title. Let's create some folders to make it article components. Okay, so we're gonna have different components. For example, we'll have a header now. Let's just call this header comp. Okay, and in header comp, we'll create our header component. article component, and let's call it comp article, and let's call this header dot dart. This is going to be a stateless widget, which means this doesn't have any state. Comp article header, and what we are gonna take is we're gonna have a string. I think it's string. Okay, final string title. Okay, and the way it is gonna work is this dot title. So you have to pass in implicit value is not. Oh, let's mark it as required. It means that they have to put in this value is in lowercase, so it has to be lowercase. Fuck off, dude. I hate programming languages which require you to use lower cases. So this is going to return a text, and the text is going to be title. As simple as that for now, okay? And so in here, instead of returning a text, we can now return comp article. Where's that? Comp article header, and we can just pass in the title. Hello, this is a title, and let's mark it as const. Can we do that? I don't think we can. Yeah, we have to mark it. If you have a look at this, hello, this is a title. So now any change we make to this is going to show up right over there. So let's say style. I think it's called style. Yeah, text style. So this is like CSS. The good thing about Flutter is that you don't have to work with CSS. Okay, so let's just say our font size, we can turn this to 20, and then it's gonna make it a lot bigger. You can also change the font family. Let's say bold, I think. Font family, I forgot how you kind of select font families. It has to be of string type, right? I forgot. Font feature, font style, okay, font weight. Oh, font weight, font. You can make it bold. You can see this is bold now. Yeah, so yeah, we can decide what we want to do in here. So for now, we just have a title, okay? Now, not animating. Actually, good cause not animating and stuff. Yeah, we can actually animate in Flutter. It's quite interesting. There's like inbuilt interpolation functions for you to use, so it's pretty good, I would say. Okay, so we have a bunch of stuff. Okay, we need a list, right? We need a list of widgets, and in this list we are going to store all of the components that we added. For example, I showed you an example, right, in the readme. Oh fuck, in the readme, how we can have different elements in here, this. So we need to store all of these components in a list. That's what we're gonna do right now. We can use a map or we can use a list. It doesn't really matter, but I think we're gonna go with list because we are gonna be iterating from the top to the bottom anyways. So widget, let's call it added components, is gonna be empty for now. So the way we are gonna return is we're gonna create a new list. There was college. My friend called. Okay, so yeah. So first thing is we have to get elements in that list. Where is that list? We have this list, right? So first we have to show all of these items. So we're gonna loop this for each. I think there's a for each var comp and added components. This is why I love languages like Dart, C#. They make it very easy for you to loop stuff. So let's create a list first. And widget is equal to, let's do it like this. Let's call this items. And what we're gonna do is items.add, we're gonna add comp. Okay, so we're adding comp. And then what we want to do is we simply want to add And after adding every single item that's added here, we want to add items.add. So now we want to add our own option. So let's create our widget called, let's just say add title widget. For now, it's just going to be one single button. Yeah, so we're going to return. I can actually write it over there, but I want to do it here. Return, what do you want to add? Return a row. You know what a row is, right? Row, and we're gonna have a children, and then the first one is gonna be a text input, no, less sized box, and then let's give it a height of, let's say 30, and then a width of 50, and then its child is going to be a text input field. Oh, sorry, input field. I think that's what it's called, or text field. Yeah, it's called text field. Okay. I hate these squiggly lines, dude. Fuck off. Wanna just. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. I hate this. Okay. So yeah, we are creating a text field, and here we're gonna have some items. Let's have text editing controller. Text controller is gonna be new. We don't even need it. Okay. So this is gonna be our controller. Controller is gonna be text controller, and then we can have our nothing else. We don't need anything else, just our text field. So this is where we're going to put our text, and whatever we put in this text is going to show up as a title. So we're going to call this, okay, so this is our sized box, and after a sized box we can add a button, text button. So this is going to be our button. Okay, whenever we press this, it's gonna do something. Add, let's say add title, right? So the title that's gonna get added is going to be whatever is in the text controller. Text controller, sorry, it's gonna whenever we press, we wanna create a new, okay, comp added components dot add. Let's say we're gonna add a new comp article header. So we are creating a, whenever we press this button, we are going to add a new title in our added components. The title is going to be text controller.text. Okay. So if I go back to my okay, this one is looking good, and then we ultimately want to return items. Okay. So popular column, so we are reloading, and we can see, yeah, so bravo, we have row number is this one, goes from left to right, it's horizontal. So what's happening is, here we have our row, right? This is our row, so this represents this whole fucking thing, and inside the row we have children's. The first children is this one, which is a text field. So we can input our inputs whatever we want to right here. So this is the first child of the row. The second child is a button, which is this one right here. So that's row. Text controller is just like for this input, like whatever you put in here, right? This has to be received by a text controller. Without a text controller, you will never know what is being written inside this. So if we have cuckoo, and I do, okay, we have to do a set state as well. After adding this, we want to do a set state. Set state means it's going to update the whole UI, right? So whenever I do this ASD and I do add, you see this, right? It's showing up. So we can add another title. This is the second title, and it's gonna show up right here. You see how fucking cool this is? So like we can choose what we want to add on the next item and stuff like that. You can also add paradox is gay and then do it, and it's gonna show up as a title. Yeah, but this is just a small idea. We are gonna expand on this further. We are going to give a lot more control of what they wanna put. They can choose colors, they can choose a lot of things, and you know, stuff like that. Also, I'm thinking to implement what do you call that? Markdown. Markdown is quite powerful. If I can include a markdown feature, then what's gonna happen is I can skip a lot of the complex stuff like this header and all these things, right? These are way too hard for me to do manually. So instead of doing this, I'm gonna probably use a header. So yeah, the second thing I wanted to show you is we used a stateful widget, right, for our article page, and that is the reason why whenever we add an item, our UI is getting updated and we can see this new items. If we were to not use the set state, right, the set state, it's telling our Flutter framework to update the UI. So whenever we press the button, on pressed is getting triggered, and inside this we have the set state function, which is going to tell the UI to update. But if we don't use this, right, if we just add the component in here and we just, you know, do whatever we want to do, it's not going to show up. The reason is because this items, right, it's getting added. It's just that we cannot see it because we are not updating the UI. So to actually see the result, we have to update the UI. Just like this. Okay. Oh, okay, this is good. We have some progress. Yeah. You have to manually tell the framework to update stuff. Okay, so we are gonna look at a new library for Flutter. Markdown Flutter package. This is going to be responsible for showing fancy markdowns. Right, this, right? I'll just preview this. You can see this. This is what we write, and this is what pops up. But if we add a hashtag, this becomes a title. If we add a double hashtag, this becomes a smaller title. If we add a dash, this becomes like a point. So this is what markdown is. This is like HTML but much more simpler, so people can design how they want to design stuff. So this is really good. So I'm thinking to include the ability to import markdowns. We can also have code snippets. If I write a code snippet here, hello, how are you? It's gonna show up as a code snippet right here. So this is quite strong, I would say. We are gonna have this feature in our programming language. Simpler disco. What the fuck do you mean, man? Disco, simpler disco. Anyways, who is this? Paradox. Last questions. I'm sure. Okay, you have a class called question, then you have a text, okay, and then you have options. Oh, this is for this one. A question object. You have a question, then you specify the question in the question text, then you have all of the options that are available for the question, and then you also have an integer which notes down the correct index of this one, the answer. And this is a constructor that is that is initializing all these values. This looks like Dart. Question S7, yeah, something like this, pretty similar. But I think we're not gonna use questions. Instead, we're gonna use articles, you know. This whole system, right? This one. This whole system, this is how we are going to be defining a question. It's not basically a question. There's no answer. There's no question. It's just going to be an article where, let's say this one. This is going to be our question. Let's just say do some. This is how we are gonna define our questions, and then we're gonna have find the sum of two numbers, and then we're gonna have a space, just like in lead code you have a section to write your code, right? We are going to have the sections right here, and then we can have some test cases right here, and then it's gonna be test case number 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then here is gonna be where we are writing the code, right? Code here, and then after we write, we can execute the test case and check if it's valid or not. So the power the good thing about this approach is that they can customize their questions however they want. They can have let's say, yeah, they can have what do you call that? They can add images if they want to, like images, something like that, and then they can have something like, so they can have images, blah 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 blah, whatever they want to do. Like, it's up to them how they want to customize stuff. So the flexibility is going to be very powerful for the people who are creating the problems, but it's going to be pain in the ass for us, the developer, to create these things. Okay, yeah, I just realized that creating the problem and what is the answer is going to be the hectic part. I think we can have, yeah, we need to have problems, dude. We need to have problems, like different type of problems. For example, we can have coding problems. So this is going to be like where we write our code, and then we can have test functions right here that they can execute and check if their code is correct. Then the second kind of questions we're going to have is multiple choice questions. Then there's going to be a question, and then there's going to be options, and there's going to be answer, right? So similar to the one you sent. So this way we can have multiple questions. This is good. Yeah, I like this approach. We have the customization. We also have a block for questions, different kind of questions, multiple choice, coding problem, blah blah blah. Yeah, so bejal to ase, but it's nice to have. This is like super what do you call that? Super flexible. We can flex this to the interviewers a lot, because this is not something that you see every day. Okay, pretty interesting. I got the idea is pretty nice. Good shit. Good shit, good shit, man. So, okay, we need something for our markdown. And this one. A lightweight markdown language in Flutter containing rich text present. Flutter. I see. I see. This is good. I see. Okay, let's use this package. This is gonna be epic. Let's use this package, baby. Execution. Execution in what sense? Like how I'm gonna implement stuff. So we are gonna add our dependencies right here. Sorry, this is gonna be here. Close this because we are gonna add a new package, so we have to close our project. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this either. Go to our article. Now here, instead of having this title, right, we are gonna add the ability of creating something else. So also let's change the height to, let's say, something like 500, so that it's gonna be super big. Where to start? Execution. Like how am I gonna start implementing it? Is that what you mean? Relax, tumito lunch daily. Acha, so we have our readme. Let's have a look at how things are done in here. It's quite simple, man. Yeah, I just realized it's quite easy to work with. So instead of returning a component article, we're simply going to return a markdown, and then the data is going to be our text controller dot text. Bravo! It's as simple as that. Now if we run this, we should be able to implement. Okay, wait a minute. No, yeah, this should work. This should work. Okay, what the fuck? What error do I have? Mapping values are not allowed here. Fuck off then. Fuck off then. Errors. What the fuck? What the fuck? So many errors in my YAML. What's wrong with you? Okay, this is the analyzer. I don't think we need analyzer stuff right now. Let's have a look at this. Oh, question चाहिए the cost main part is collab, right? Yeah. There's a couple of options. We can do the manual way, like we can take it one by one from or we can use web scraping to just kind of automate some of the process, but it's still not going to be complete. So we'll have to do a lot of things on our own. We'll see. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal, man. The biggest deal is the collaboration. Okay, so here we can add our stuff, right? So let's just say we want to add a title, hello. Let's call it to some. So just how we were writing our readme, right, in here. Just how we could write stuff in here. We can do the same exactly right in here. So if I paste this and add it, okay, it breaks the whole program. Nice. I want to know what's happening. Okay, there's like exceptions. Render with no size. I see. So we have to define a size because there's no bound. So I think what we are gonna do is we need to have a bound. So what if extract method wrap with a widget, and it's gonna expand that widget. Expand that this should fix our issue. Yeah, P2P is gonna work. The reason it didn't work last night was because we were using a desktop application, not a web application. WebRTC was meant to be used on, what do you call that? WebRTC was meant to be used as a browser extension. It only works in a browser. But I thought like I could, maybe hack around and try to make it work on desktop applications, but it did not work. It can work, okay. It's just that I was too lazy to make it work on a desktop application, so I was like, fuck it, man. I don't want to do this. Pasted. Add. Still there's no specific size, okay. Fuck off, my man. Fuck off, my man. Fuck off, my man. Let's make it sized. I think instead of having it here, yeah, this is why I hate front-end programming, all of these issues. Add components, okay, we have to like with a container sized box, and then let's add a size. Okay, let's add a size. Add a component. Add a size. Let's call this height. Let's give this a height of 500 and a width of, let's say, double dot infinity, which means that it's gonna extend the whole way. So if I add this, it kind of works, but it's, I don't know, it's fucked up. It's like overflowing. Okay. What if I make it 50? Paste it. It's visible at the very least. It's visible. It's just that it's the UI is fucked up a little bit. What if I do hashtag hello? Okay, this one does show. What if I write a code snippet? Okay, let's do this. Yeah, this shows up as a code snippet, right? Is that a code snippet? I don't know at this point. Make it an extension then. Make what an extension? But content programming ही main industry thing. Size का problem हो रहा है. Yeah, it's the size problem, and the second thing is why is it not being treated as a header? And then let's go to the next line. Gosh, this text is too small. I gotta make it bigger. Let's make the width double dot infinity, and let's make the height, let's say 600. Oh my gosh, it's way too big. Let's make it 200. I think, you know what, Paradox? Let's stop being lazy and let's make the whole thing scrollable. Let's make the whole thing scrollable. I'm being lazy right now. It's time that I stop being a lazy cunt. Let's make it a list expanded, and then it's gonna be a scroll wheel, then column. Let's have a expanded. Okay, and the child is going to be a scroll view, and what the fuck, single child scroll view, and the child is going to be a column, and the children is going to be an empty array for now. Okay, so if I do a public column, do this, run this one. Fucking front-end dev, man. Make it extension size problem to hook P2P. But oh yeah, we are not gonna use peer-to-peer. I think we are gonna have a main server where we run everything. Cocaine snipping. Ah. Is this working? I think it's, yeah, but it's empty right now. So populate is there, but just to say, let's just do a list and generate list dot generate index, right? We want to text. This is text number. This is do index. Okay. Yeah, so we can scroll this. As you can see right here, we can scroll this. So our component is scrollable. Now we want to work on the size right now. So let's size, main axis size that max. And if we do this, so our size is good. Now main is gonna be axis cross axis size, axis. And my nose is itching so badly. Size. This is alignment. Oh, okay. No. Cross size. Where's there should be another size property if I'm not mistaken. Text direction. Is there no? What the fuck? Is there nothing for? If that is the case, then we are gonna expand the whole fucking thing. Let's make it sized box. And its height is going to be double dot infinity. I think this is gonna crash the whole program, or maybe not. Good shit. Okay, and then we have our width is also gonna be double dot infinity. So it's gonna expand the whole way through from the left to right. You can see the scroll wheel is on the left side now. Sorry, right side now. Okay, so we have our item that we are looking for. We have our column. We have the children's. For now, we are generating stuff, but now we wanna do a populate. Okay, this is gonna populate stuff. Now, just for the sake of testing, I wanna include a markdown manually. So let's do a markdown. Body. Ah, I see. So I think I was using the wrong stuff. Data is gonna be hashtag hello. If I run this, Is this okay? Let's just do /n and do stop. I guess it's working, but let's try another one. Let's do a code snippet. Print main. Oh, fuck. I think it's working. I'm not sure yet. Let's just say Java /n. I think it's working, I guess. This is substantially smaller than this, right? When it's code snippet is like this one. When you take a small section of code and then highlight it or show it, that's called a code snippet. So what we can try this one out as well. List 1, and then we can have another one. List 2. Do this. Okay, yeah, it's working. You see how it's pointed, right? So our markdown is working perfectly. Nice, awesome. That is good to know. Good shit. So ours, what if we use the markdown instead of a markdown body? What if we use this? Show up? It doesn't show up. I see. So we have to use markdown body. Okay, markdown body is what's gonna show up. Let's show this readme stuff. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so let's just focus on adding the ability to add readme. Markdown. This is called markdown, so we're just gonna focus on this one. What do you call that? Feature. So let's get rid of every single functions. We want to start over again. So let's have a model, right? Let's have a button. So a button that's gonna be floating on top of it. Let's just call it, I think we can do a floating action button, right? It's gonna be text button. Child is gonna be text add element, and it's on press. It's gonna be nothing for now. So if you do this, we should see a floating button. Yeah, you see this, right? We have a button right now. Now we can press this, and we can add a element, whichever we want to do. So to make it a lot more cleaner, we're gonna wrap this with a widget. Let's call this card widget. And what card widget's gonna do is it's gonna add this border, which makes it a lot more nicer to look at. Let's also make some colors dot black. So yeah, it looks nicer. Okay, good shit. Now whenever we want to we press that, we want to show a pop-up. Okay, when I press this, I want to show a pop-up in this screen where we can write whatever we want to write. Okay, so we're gonna have to create that. Whew, okay, fuck. I forgot how to create model. It's called model. Whenever you press this button and something is going to show up on top of the UI, it's called a model. Create model or show model in Flutter. Oh, it's dialog. We can also, I think I remember. What we want to do is whenever we press the button, we want to show dialog. Awesome, perfect. Context is there, so we can, for now, we can just have a sized box, and let's have a fixed size for this. Height is gonna be, let's say, 200, and then the width is also gonna be 200, and then the child is going to be text, and then let's add this is a model. Okay, why is this throwing error? Assigned to widget function. I see it's a widget function. If that is the case, we can remove this. We can add this, and we can add this, baby. I am so used to Flutter. It's so easy. You see this? It's showing up. You see this? You see this? You can show a model that easy. How do I go back? Gotcha. I gotta press escape. But I want this to show up in the center. So how do I do this? Show dialog, barrier, builder. Okay, so there's a bunch of options that we have access to. Anchor point, right? So our anchor point, how do we set an anchor point? What is the anchor point? Offset, right? Offset, offset, offset. Set dot 0 from direction. Create an offset from direction clockwise. Okay. I want it to be in the center. How do I do that? I don't know how I can do that, but for now, let's there should be safe area true, and then we want to return. This is size box. We want to return a scaffold. Scaffold and the body. Sorry, the body is gonna be this one. So if I press this one should, okay, yeah, this one shows up nicely, but it's like on top of it, so we can't really see much. Let's change the background color. Colors dot pink. Okay, so if I do this, you can see that this one's, it's so big though. What the fuck? It's not supposed to be big. Okay. Can we make it smaller? What if we make the size 100? It's still taking the whole area, so we have to fix that. Show dialog, alert dialog. Alert is good, but this is not going to be considered an alert box, so I think let's just have a look at the snippet that they provided. This is the bottom one though, so not sure if I want to show the bottom one. It's gonna show up this way. I don't want to do it. I want to show it in the center. But the good thing about Flutter is their documentation is super good. You even have all of these code snippets that you can, yeah, have a look at this. It's so fucking good. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see what they did. So they have this button, right? Open dialog button. I have to find that button. Alert dialog. Builder. Where's that, man? The dialog example. Okay. So they have a body, outer line. Okay, this is the outline button. And then whenever they press, they are creating this dialog builder function. This is gonna return a show dialog. Return alert dialog. I see. So I think we have to use alert dialog. Alert dialog, yes, not show dialog. I think alert dialog is going to be in the center. So we can get rid of scaffolding, get rid of this, and then actions, right? I see. Okay, Fucker is showing alert dialog, and then the action is gonna be whatever there is. Text button. Okay, that is the case. We can do actions. Are gonna be the first one. If I go here. Is it breaking my whole program? I think so. Let's check out my output. Clear console. Press this. Nothing's happening. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's wrong. Ah. Wait a minute. We're supposed to show alert dialog. What kind of dialog are we looking for? Out dialog. Wait. I should have looked at the code a bit more. Return alert dialog. Acha. The builder is returning an alert dialog. I see. So it is. So we can have this. We're gonna cut this one, and here we're gonna show dialog, and then the builder is where we're gonna be changing stuff. We're gonna return a. Okay, alert dialog. So if I go back, yeah, it's kind of working. I just have to fix this size stuff. The width, the height is way too much. Okay, so instead of having a height, what if we just don't do this? What if we just have a text showing this is a dialog? To select the kind of component you wanna add, right? Okay, it's still fucked up. I wonder what, wonder why. Alert, scaffold, and then we are pressing the dialog button. We are returning a alert dialog. Should work, should have worked. Not sure why it's exceeding way too much. Is it because of this? Probably not. Okay, this is let's see, a volume button. Yeah, this is not gonna be pretty. I'm not a front end this one developer, so yeah, my UI is gonna be ass. That's why you should start learning front end development, because I am not a fan of UI designing. This is not what I enjoy. Having to look at a piece of code and figure out why it's not aligned, why it's overflowing, stuff like that. Not my thing. Okay, so how do you fix this? I'm not even sure why it's happening. So for now, let's just return a dialog. Okay, let's just copy this and let's see what's different. Okay, is it correct? I think the layout is fucked. It's so hard to like know the section where the stuffs are ending. Okay, this is the return statement. I think this is the one that I need to return. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So if I go here, okay, it works. I mean, what the fuck did they do? That's so different. Okay. Okay. Basic dialog. So alert. Oh, we have a title. Select component to add element. Let's just say element. Element adder. Elements, and then we are gonna be we can call it add elements. Yeah, and then we can have a text. In the text we can select, we can specify the different kind of elements that we want to add. Select the element type to add. Okay, so we can select the type of element that we want to add. Content is going to be a text. I see. So we can have actions. We can also have different. Okay, I see. Okay, that's good. If you enjoy front end, right? It's good because front end is pretty much, you can do a lot of freelancing. There are a lot of people who are going to pay you for making a lot of front end stuff, but you also need to have an idea of backend because they would want you to make a whole ass full stack application, not just front end or backend. So we can have a text instead of text. What if we don't have a text? We have two elements, right? We're gonna have this one is gonna be, let's say add markdown, and this one is gonna be what else? Add questions. I think that's a lot better. Like we can have markdown or add questions. Nice, right? This is quite fucking nice. We can have two of them. Okay, so for now we can add a markdown and we can add a question. It's pretty nice, right? Fancy stuff. Okay, good shit. So when we press this add markdown button, now we have to decide what we want to do. What do we do? 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 My gosh, this is so ugly to look at. This whole code, right? It's so ugly, so nested. But like that's the thing about front end. development, you cannot avoid nests, because every element is going to be inside another element, right? So the whole like nature of front-end programming is nests. What, I can't even see your text because of, actually doesn't matter copying, cause it's pretty simple. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Okay, so whoa. The next thing is when we press the add model button, we wanna show up another model. So I think I should be creating a function, you know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a function. Let's call it future void show add element model, or that dialog, and we're gonna transfer everything that is in here in that function. So here we can just call show add element dialog. Okay. So it's not gonna change anything. It's just that the code is a lot more cleaner to look at now. So add markdown, add thing. Okay, so that's done. Now we're gonna create another function for future void. It's gonna be show markdown editor dialog. Oh, thấy trên này, biết thằng trên này. Oh. Show dialog, and then the dialog that we want to show is that the context is gonna be, okay, we need the context. Wait, how the fuck did this get the context? Oh, it got it from the class. So context is already there. Now we want to use our builder. So the just like previously, we want to have a, what dialog? Is there any dialog? Specific dialog? Okay, we'll just use about dialog just like the previous one, and we want to return this dialog. Okay, and here we want to have a, for now let's just add a content children. Oh wait a minute, what did I use in here? Show about dialog, we used alert. Okay, we used alert dialog. Okay, this one is nicer because this has a content. In content we can paste whatever we want to do. So this is markdown dialog. So what we're gonna do now is whenever we press our add markdown button, what we want to do is we want to show markdown editor. Good shit. What we can do is we can have, yeah, so this is gonna pop up right now, so it's pretty good, but there's like nested stuff. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to pop this one first. So navigator, I think it was called navigator dot pop. It's gonna pop this current, what the fuck, why is it missing? Okay, I think I'm just gonna copy and paste it from my yeah, from here. Navigator dot off. Okay, we did it off. Navigator dot off gonna be our context. Okay, so this is gonna pop our current, the so when we press our add markdown button, this dialog should pop, and then the new dialog should show up. Yeah, it's good shit. So we can have this one now. So we're gonna be having a markdown editor. So instead of this, okay, so now we're gonna have a column single child scroll view. Wow, thank you. So column. Do you what? For now, let's just have a text field. let's see what's gonna happen. So we have a text field now. Nice. So we can write whatever we want to write in here. Come on. Okay. So yes, we can write whatever we want to write in here. But how? I think it's called multi-line text field. Text area. Yeah, it's text area. Area. I forgot what it's called. Text area flutter. Multi-line text field, flutter, multi-line text field. Cleaner and callable, right? Hey, bahar kang. Easy, oi. Yeah. Cleaner and callable, right? I think so. Multi-line text field. The auto wrap. Okay, text field. They use text field, dude. I should set it to some values. Fixed height. Based on lines, based on height. Okay, max lines null. Flexible height, expanded. Optional decoration hint field. True. I see. Okay, so let's see what they're doing right now. Max lines. So they just set the max lines to null. I can try that one out. That's one approach to doing things. What the fuck? Include field. I think it was text field, and we can set the max lines to null. Okay, so if we do that, hopefully we should have a line. We can go to different lines. Yes, we can go to different lines now. Yep, it's good shit. Looks good. We can also, yeah, it's fucking dynamic as well. Hell fucking yeah. So we just need to make it wider now. So dialog, other dialog, text field. Let's make it. Let's give it a size box, and the width is gonna be double.infinity, which means that it's gonna extend the whole width from here to here. Markdown. Okay, it doesn't work. I think instead of having it here, we need to remove this, and we have to do it in the contents itself. We have it in the size box. Width is gonna be double.infinity. Do this. Markdown doesn't work. What the fuck? Okay, I think. Oh yeah. It's because our alert box, it doesn't expand more than it needs to, so it just has this size. So this is like its max width. So if you try to force some values, I wonder what's gonna happen. 500. Yeah, this works because right now we are forcing it, but we cannot have values like this, because the reason that we don't know the size of the screen, right? Like for example, we set it to 500 in here. But what if the user is in a small... Okay, what the fuck, it works. It expands and shrinks as needed. So, but I think it's still better to use something else. For example, let's just say we have 1000 as our value. And if we were to shrink it... Okay, it does work. I'm kind of impressed. Double.infinity. And this one is not kind of working. It makes it small. Try Flutter, man. Flutter is nice. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, I'm gonna close my door, okay? Or the kids gonna come. Okay, I'm gonna have my chips in peace, and I'm going to code. Baby, baby, baby. Ow! Baby. Oh yeah, I'll show you one cool feature about Flutter. You can inspect the whole fucking tree, you know? Let's make this one here. You can see what's actually happening. For example, if I go, I think which one was that button? No, not this one. There's like an option for you to select. This one's gonna show the constraints of your elements, right? You see this, right? In the boxes, it shows you the constraints. Like you can see what the constraints are and all those things. So you can debug in real time why your programs are working, why it's working, stuff like that. So now we have alert box and all those things. You can see those things. It's pretty fine, I would say. Oh yeah, you can also select the widget you want to focus on. For example, I selected this, so it's there. It's pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. It's good. No cap. Okay, you know what? We'll fix this size issue later on, okay? Let's have some values in it instead. So we need a text controller so that we can store whatever values we put. What did you sell? Hello, Bahaitong. I didn't say that shit, man. I said, kaham na fucker. I'm doing good. But I want some bitches. The reason why we need a text editing controller is, right now, if we were to type something in here, and then we want to get this value, right? We can't get it because we don't have a controller. A controller is going to be responsible for saving the values, changing the elements of this text field and everything like that. So if we go in our text field and set our controller value to this one, text editing controller, then we set this as the controller. So if we make any changes to text editing controller, it's gonna show up in our controller as well. For example, if you do text editing controller dot text is equals to subgay, right? And if you do this and we add element, you can see that we start with the text subgay, and the reason is because we are using the text controller to set a new value. So it's exactly what it sounds like. A text controller is responsible for controlling the text in your text fields. I'm coming, मुझे करना है. क्या करना है भाई? ये साला मेरे साथ क्यों करेगा? देखिए फिर भी ऐसा बातें करता है. Not good, man. Okay. So let's have a button at the very end. Actions, right? Yeah. Text button, and let's add a on pressed. Perfect. So right now, our UI is gonna be fancy. At Markdown, you can write whatever we want to, and then at the very end we have that complete button, right? So we just have to press that button, and it's gonna add it to our blah blah blah. Hell yeah! So we haven't configured what this is gonna do, but it's there. It exists. I'm messing. Why am I messing, man? Why two Jamaicans in my place? I'm having chips, so I'm gonna chill a little bit. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna show you the asset that I bought. One is never enough, I hope your girlfriend sees this. I bought this. This costed me like 5.9 or something like that, but it's super good. No one's seeing anything, huh? I'll show it. This is so good. Have a look at this, man. Let's see what's going on.
The old school aesthetic of rendering 3D as ASCII characters in the command line has always been appealing to me. I find it very clever that these renderers use characters based on the density of their pixels to represent brightness instead of their intended meaning. In this video, I try to replicate this style and explore how it can be used as a way to render video games. I'm Leonard, and welcome to Useless Game Dev. Let's get started.
It's like super complex. If the amount of maths required to do that, it's crazy. The good thing about that pack is that if you were to make a animation, right, you'd have to make it for every single possibility. Plus, it gets expensive, and every single animation is going to be exactly the same. With procedural animation, it's more like you're using maths and random values, so no two animations are going to be the same. Whenever you are shooting, your recoil animation is always going to be different. Whenever you are aiming, you can have different values, floats, and all those things, and based on those values, it's going to be positioning your weapon in different ways. Like super flexible. Let me show you some nice examples. Like, the reason it looks funky is because he was like trying to, you know, show you the limits, like showing you in a way that a normal person would not be doing things. Where is that guy? I bought this as well. This is like, this costed me 2K or something, but I didn't use that one. But like in a normal game, this is what it would look like. Like all that animations, right? Those are like using maths. But this is not a good example. Can't find my dude, man. I'm trying to show you the exact guy. Let's just go to history. This channel should be there. Yeah. This is like going to be in the next update. It's like dual wielding. So I'm just waiting for this, what do you call that? Update before working on my game. This means that I won't have to create animation for dual wielding on my own. I can just use maths. If I had the talent, this guys have, I would have been making millions. I'm not even kidding.
Hello everyone. Aim to the right, and we lean to the left. So if you're interested in playing around with the current, you can kind of see that the yaw is in when we lean.
Here he's showing how the recoil is going to, change direction based on where you are, what do you call that, looking at. If you're leaning, it's gonna tilt sideways, stuff like that. And like it's a procedural animation, right? So you can basically do whatever you want. Your imagination is your limit. You can even have weapons like this. Oh man, a lot, shit ton of people. Because it's not financially responsible to make animations on your own, or even hire an animator, because ultimately all of the animations are going to be different, so you would need to have like 50-60 animations, and they are just going to be different from each other in little variances, so it's not worth it. Even Call of Duty and all those things, they don't use animators anymore. They don't have people animating weapon recoils and all those things. They use maths now. What animators are used for is like for those animations which cannot be done through maths, like reload animations, right? It's too much to do through maths, and it's gonna vary from one gun to another significantly. There's a lot of steps. There's the phase where you have to pull the, I don't know, pull something, and then you have to drop the mag, then you have to uh do stuff, blah blah blah. That's why. And like this kind of things are not going to be possible through animations, because everything is dynamic, right? So imagine having to create animation for every single possibility. Animators, yeah, like in case of this kind of animations, yes, but they have a lot of fields to choose from. A lot of the things are, they cannot be done through maths. Oh, that's me. What the fuck? Multivariable calculus, I see. Ah. Hmm. I failed, my dream died. This old woman, she wanted, uh, what is that, quantum computing to succeed, but it did not. The fuck is this? Can't even view them. It's like I have to download them. Fuck off. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let's talk over the idea over beer. Let's talk over the idea over a fruity. What do you say? Hmm. Really bapre. I think it's automatic, man. Damn, it's crazy. Streamer mode. सब छोड़ दिया. What? Oh, I see, I see, I see. Hmm. Crazy. 2 fucking months, that's a lot. I'm gonna drink water and get back to my coding. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Where's my UI? Yeah. Crazy how hardiness affects you. That's the right way to say. Okay, so we have our markdown editor. We can add this is a title, and then we can have title. Then we can have this is a code snippet, and then when we press complete, it's gonna add it. That's nice. It's doable. So whenever we press it, we're gonna set state, and what we're gonna do is added components.add. We want to add our new component, the mark down body, and then the data is going to be text editing controller dot text itself. Okay. So when we do this, we'll make it hashtag. Doesn't do anything. I think we don't even show it yet. Oh yeah, it's empty. We were supposed to show what do you call that? What do you call that? Show. Oh, we got rid of the function, right? Okay. So we were supposed to show added components. Yeah. So right now it's empty. We add a hashtag complete, and then you can see it's right here. It's the first element. So we can also have say public static void main. Let's just have it. Oh, how do I go to the? How do I add an indentation? I can't do that. I'll have to fix this one. Print. Okay, do this. Yeah, kind of works, I would say. I don't even know if it's being shown as a code snippet. So we can add some points. This is 0.1. This is 0.2. Yeah, it's all showing up pretty nicely. We can enhance the customization a lot more in the future, but for now this is doable. So we can add points. Now we need the ability to add questions. Okay, so how do we do questions? I'm thinking, how do we do questions? For that, I think it's best if we try to increase the size. Media query dot of context dot size dot width. Okay, and this one should work. Oh, yeah. So as we keep on adding stuff, it's gonna get bigger and 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 bigger. And if we add it, wait. Yeah, but why is it in one single line though? Oh yeah, because we didn't use BR. Yeah. So let's get BR, and then if we use sub nigga, and then do complete. Why is it being shown as text? Was it supposed to do this? Nope. Okay, we have to fix this issue. It's not even an issue, it's just me being lazy to learn the true. Let's make it at a comma so that it goes to the next line, and let's see the properties. Builders. Okay, what the fuck? Checkbox. Okay, there's a lot of builders that is nice. Image builder, image directory. On selection changed. Shrink wrap. Style. Syntax highlighter. What does this need? Highlighter. On-screen visual the display, the parses and displays markdown. Do this. Abstract classes. Block syntaxes. Bullet extension set. What is extension set? Okay, and displays markdown. You know what? Let's just read about the markdown Flutter package. Well, it works, but for some reason, the BR and all those things, they don't really work. So we can do this, and then we can go to the next line and do a, let's say, hello, and let's make it 4. And then we can have a stop. Let's make it a Java. So yes, it's kind of working, I would say. But I want to see the difference between a code snippet and a normal text, if it even has any difference. Okay, so there's differences. Yeah, there's definitely differences. You can see that the sub and the sub, it's different. There's a code snippet, but the background is white, dude. It's so hard to see. Okay. Okay, so let's read about this. Where's the documentation? Okay, this is just this one. Which we can even pass markdown widget. Let's try that one out. Let's try to pass markdown directly. We do that. I'll try to add some elements. I don't know what happens. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't add stuff. And there's like, okay, what is this? Let's clear this. Let's try to do it again, and will know if it's crashing. Okay, exception was thrown. Rendering. Okay. So there's an exception. I think it's because the size is not limited. So let's limit the size right now. Let's set the height to 500, width to 500 as well. Yeah, so we can, oh, okay, so it does work that way. So if we do this, hashtag, and then we are gonna do my BR rent. Okay, let's do it here. My BR, and then we can have a P1 tag, let's say H1 tag. Oh shit, and then we're gonna have a H1. Let's work. Sub my BR. The H1 tag is, I don't know where did it disappear. Let's just restart it. Okay, let's make this in a H1 tag. And then a H1. I think that's how you close stuff, right? Doesn't show up. Doesn't show up, man. What the fuck? By default, markdowns use the formatting for the current material design theme, but it's possible to create your own custom styling. Use the markdown style class to pass your own style. If you don't want to use Markdown outside of material design, use Markdown raw. Use Markdown raw. Controller. Oh, we even have a controller. Damn, I didn't know that. Clickable data. Insert emoji here. Okay, so we can have a controller as well. That is good to know. If you want to edit the Markdown, we can have a controller, but we want to style it. Style. I think. How do we style it? I see. So instead of pausing this, what if we pause? File. Style sheet. Dude, this is way too fucking much. I don't want to do that. Is there no raw something like that? So each by path provider, referring to a bundle, here's asset image, blah blah blah. Okay, insert emoji extension set. Inline syntaxes. You know what? We'll just copy this because I am too lazy. I am too lazy. I just want to see the results. What is this? Create MD. What is MD now? Acha, Markdown. So I don't know what this did, but it should have done something. If I do hashtag, does it appear as subgay? And it's, I don't know, man. I want the theme to change. Okay then. Let's see ya. Board. But no inline HTML. It doesn't support HTML. I see. That's the problem. So we cannot use this. I mean, is there a better package? Code highlighting. Oh man, this is crazy. This is way better, I think. Okay, let's try this one out. So let's get rid of this. And in here, where we are using this markdown stuff, we don't really need that anymore. Move this widget, and then we gotta close this as well. We have a new asset, so everything new, yeah, everything new seems better until you try it and start to realize that no, it's not. And then and then you want to switch back. So what now, bro? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, can't stop texting me. So the way they do it, let's check out their snippets. So they have this markdown builder, markdown widget. Okay, so it's quite similar to this. They just have a add mark down widget, and the data is going to be our text controller. Where's that thing? Text editing controller, the text, and that's it, right? This one. Oh wait, we have an error. What is this error? Oh yeah, the first one. This is not valid anymore. Why the fuck is my background so dark? Bodhi me. No Bodhi, man. No Bodhi. La 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 la. La 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 la. Wow 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 wow. Come on. Come on. Bodhi, Bodhi. The only Bodhi here is you. Can't. Bodhi, to me Bodhi, bhai. To me Bodhi. Hashtag doesn't show up. There is some exception. I think it is because we don't have a, what do you call that? We don't have, yeah, we don't have a height bound. We need to like give it a bound. So we are gonna go back to our markdown editor, and we are gonna constrain it to something. Maybe expanded. Let's see expanded. Expanded. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we are gonna try something else. Add markdown, hashtag, and complete. And I think it crashed. Wait, let's clear it. Let's do it again. Oh yeah, we hide our inbound. Okay, yeah. So expanded doesn't work. We have to try something else. We're gonna try size to box, and let's give it a height of 500. And let's try it out. Just add it. Yeah, so subgay is there right now. It works. But I want to see if we can have a bunch of HTML stuff. So let's make it h1 and h1. Okay, this one doesn't support HTML stuff either. I thought it's gonna support. Anyways, let's do h1 and then do what do you call that? What was the syntax again? No, not syntax. I wanna like know the features. Build markdown is dark. Context, code wrapper widget. Use markdown block. Use code widget. You can use markdown generator. Let's see. Return default light mode. Table of content. We can even have a table of contents feature. Highlighting code. Config. Light thing. Okay, so we can highlight HTML tags. Does not support HC. I see. So it doesn't support HTML, but it supports a lot of the other things. Okay, let's try this one out. I'm just gonna copy. I'm too lazy right now to work on my own. Okay. Okay, fuck. We were supposed to copy something else. Where is that? Build markdown. Supports in the night mode. We configured. Okay. Add a comma to get them in different lines. So we can have a bunch of config is dark. Config, and we can have is dark. It's too much work. Too much with dynamic height like yeah, flexible widget and yeah. The reason it doesn't support dynamic height right now, it's because its parent, it doesn't even have a specific height. Like at the very least, its parent need to have a fixed height, or or else it's just going to keep on trying to expand and expand and expand, and then ultimately crash the program. Okay. Night mode, support, blah blah blah, markdown widget. Okay, so he's first like creating stuff in here. So let's do that again as well. So set state, right? So we want to have unpressed. Okay. Code wrapper widget. Fuck off, dude. This guy is using functions. I hate it. Turn markdown widget. Okay, so we can it is. We're gonna have a markdown in here. Widget. And copy paste this. Isn't this okay? So code wrapper. What is code wrapper now? How the fuck am I supposed to get the code wrapper? Piece of shit. Piece of shit. Where are you? Where are you? We can customize it later. I wanna know if it supports code snippet. This is a subgate. Oh yeah, so it does. If you can have a look at this, you can see that there's like, it's like a code snippet. It's like inside a section. So it does consider it to be a code snippet. That is good. But what I want is some code highlighting. Customize links, term and conditions. Where's the code highlighting? Highlighting code. Okay, dark. Config, pre-config, oily thing. Data is gonna be the data itself, and the config is gonna be. Okay, let's just copy and paste the config. I'm not in the mood to do stuff. Okay, this is gonna be in Markdown. Config. Ari, keyword, key file, key file, why key file? Oh my gosh. This is the worst code snippet I've ever seen. Config. Okay, it's supposed to be here. Config, what do you mean? Config is there, right? Acha. Dude, this code base is so bad. Crazy. Okay, what about the theme though? I don't know how am I supposed to get theme. Light. Valley light. Let's work. Okay. What about the comma? So okay, we are supposed to add a comma here, I guess. Okay, there you go. Not reloading. Okay, let's see if this works. Where's the code highlighting? There's no code highlighting. I mean, it does kind of. Oh yeah, it does highlight. Fuck yeah, it does work. Oh, that's the case. Let's try this one out. Let's make it Java. Go to the public static void main. And we're gonna have string args. Okay. Now my nose is itching so badly. Yeah, it does work. Code snippets work. Fuck yes, baby. Fuck yes. Good shit. Okay, so we have the ability to add code snippets and everything. So Markdown's kind of done. Now we also need to add the ability to add questions. Also, should I this there show element questions, right? Questions are gonna be a lot more complex, so I don't think I'm gonna work on questions right now. Questions are Okay, let's think about it. Let's think about it. Questions, right? How do we go about questions? How do we go about questions? I think we'll leave questions for now because we don't really have a solid structure defined for questions. All we know is that everything is going to be a, what do you call that? Everything is going to be an article. So let's go back here, open up our README. Okay. Let's set up. Let's write some stuff so that we don't forget. Self note. So let's say to create problems, we go to create problem section, or to create articles. Go to create article section. So okay, I just noticed. If articles are let's see. We don't want users to be able to specify questions, right? Or maybe we want to do that. Oh my god, it's so confusing. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? How should problems be assigned? How should give me some ideas, man. The package is a markdown something. What markdown widget for the rendering of markdown. Give me some ideas on how to do it. I want problems are nice and users are going to be posting problems, right? So there are gonna be, for now, two kinds of users: the normal users, and then we also have like powerful users like us, the developers. We are also a user. Article is basically like this. This is considered an article. The only thing is, we are going to treat our problems, our comments, our post, everything as an article. So let's say the first line will be, what do you call it? About the first line will be a description of the problem, and then this section will be like where you can write the code. And then you can have different sections. It's like super flexible in a way. For example, if you look at LeetCode, like it's fixed, right? The structures are fixed. If you have a look at do sums, like it's fixed. You have this what do you call that? You have a description, and then on the right side you have where you can write the code, right? But what I was thinking was, you don't have this. You have the, what do you call that? An article, or like a whole freaking page. The one who creates the problem can decide where to put the code editor, where to put the description, where to put whatever he wants to. So it's like you can think of it as WordX, where they can define the layout, define the contents and everything, and the questions, where the questions are going to be showing up. They can have the questions on the first line, they can have the questions on the last line, they can have the questions in the middle, blah blah blah. And so the reason we are trying to do this is because it will allow people to be very creative with the way they design their articles. For example, we can use articles for creating a lesson as well. So some people can post a solution, and to explain their solution, they can have they can have a bunch of text, and then on the next line they can have an image showing, you know, a visual explanation, and on the next line they are gonna maybe show you a code snippet of, you know, how things work. You know, it's just like that. Yeah, easy access. So that's what I was planning to do. Okay. So, you know, if we treat problems that way, then it's quite simple. But the thing is, this means that the users can also post articles with questions in them, which is fine, I think, which is fine. So that's what I was thinking. What approach should I go with? Like for problems, should we let users create problems as well, different problems? That way, the good thing is gonna be that it's going to be community driven. That is one good thing about it. Hmm. I'm thinking, you know, oh, I'll take a break. Okay, yeah, I will. Okay. Mm, Oi, 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 oi. Okay. This one can like chill for now. We don't need to worry about these things. The main ideas are here. I'll take a break. Yeah. So I'll take a break after a little while. Let's design architecture. Design. Article. So posts and then discussions, problems, etc. are all going to be articles. The reason behind this decision is to allow users to create creative post, discussions, comments, etc. Okay, let's close that. काम देख रही I have some काम देख रही Bangli का कोई तस्ला. Oh yeah, you can go, man. It's fine. I'll do some brainstorming and then I'll stop for a while. Also, I might switch to JavaScript because if JavaScript has support for Markdown and HTML contents inside them, then I think I'm gonna go to this one. What do you call that? JavaScript. Okay, so contain elements such as Markdown element, Markdown and question elements, and then etc. etc. So we have not decided those things yet. So this is like how we're gonna be designing the article. Now, who can post this article, right? Who can post, who cannot post, blah blah blah, all those things. Okay. Users can create an account, and users have the power to post, to create post articles. Okay. I don't know, what should I start writing with? Users. What should I write? What should I write on users? This is so confusing. Showdown.js. What the fuck is that? Oh, like a package. It's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Articles can contain elements such as markdown, question, and then all those things. Alright. So I now need to figure out problems, how we can create problems. So let's just do posts first. Let's start with problems. Problems are question-based articles. It can be solved for fun. Solved. It will contain one or more questions along with other elements. Okay. Web scraping. Yeah, I'll think about it. Web scraping is not like something that I'm thinking of right now. Web scraping. We'll just use web scraping for maybe I'm not even sure yet, for extracting the questions from LeetCode. And even if we do extract, parsing it and converting it into an article is going to be a bit tricky. So I'm not sure yet. I think it's much easier to do it manually, although it's going to be a lot of work. But you know, since this is like a prototype or something, we don't need to have thousands of problems. I think a couple of problems should be enough to showcase the idea. And then we are also going to allow the community to create questions, so it should you know, fill the gaps. Problems are questions based article that can be solved. It contains one or more question along with other elements. Okay, that is good. That is good to know. Okay, and articles can also have a comment in articles with start discussion. In a section of an article, creating a nested article chain. Fucking hell, this is gonna be pain in the ass. Community, yeah, community. Hell yeah, baby, community. It's good because it's gonna allow you know, people to engage and get active. So hopefully it's gonna also increase the user interaction and the number of users. So questions are problems are question based in itself. So who can create these questions, right? So let's just do a VR. Questions can be created by users. Okay, you know what? Before questions, we have to talk about posts. Posts. Users can post different type of stuff, right? So such as users can post different type of stuff, such as questions, such as problem articles. Then what can they post? They can do also a and custom specified or their own custom defined type. Problem is they can post articles. Articles can be can have tags such as problem, solution, then no, not problem. Let's say problem, guide. All of these tags are going to be user defined except problem. Problem is going to be like the one that exists permanently. Okay. So the second feature that we want to have is users can create highlights create playlist, something like playlist. I want something like playlist where they can put a bunch of problems, can create, can have playlists. Not playlist. I think this is more than enough. We have a tags, right? We have tags, and this tag is going to be what can be used to filter tags. These tags can be used to filter through guide, announcement, etc. Problem and announce. Okay, these tags can be used to filter the types of articles. Okay, so okay, this is good. And, announcement articles are going to notify the followers. Okay. Okay, that is good, but we haven't even touched the concept of tournaments yet. We'll figure that out later. So we don't even need problems description anymore. We have announcement, we have blah 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 blah. So these are the type of articles that it can have. So also an article can have multiple tags. An article, I'll just write it here. An article can have many tags. Okay, and then these tags can be used to filter types of article, and then announcement articles are going to be notify the followers. Okay, that is good. And yeah, that's basically it. We don't even need to worry about anything else, at least for this part. Now the tournament is something that we are gonna be working with. So tournament is something that I'll discuss later on. Tournaments. Oh, we can. Oh. Okay, good shit then. I think this is where I'm gonna stop. Where's my welcome? Some stuff. Updated readme. Okay, I'm just gonna sync it. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the stream. I will design the tournament and the real-time stuff later. I am not even sure which one should I design first. Fuck, I've been coding for 3 minutes. You know what? Let's make it 3, exactly 3. Once it hits 3, I'm gonna stop it. No, not 3 minutes. I'm just waiting for it to. Oh fuck! My brain's rotting. Brain's rotting. Okay, it's 3. Bye bye.